The continuous history of rock and roll is brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Rolling Stone Magazine's Continuous History of Rock and Roll, Volume 1, Number 42. This week we take another look at some new musical movements and how they're changing the sound of rock. I'm Gary Bridges. When we return, it's the music of Asia.
The heat of the moment showed in your eyes.
The Go-Go's. Soft Cell.
Tainted love.
The Human League.
Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me out?
And more in part 2 of our look at modern rock in the 80s.
This Bud's for you for being on the job and working hard all day. So here's to you. You know there's no one else who does it quite the way you do. For all you do, this Bud's for you. For you, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Rock and roll is still influenced by the bands and artists who made it big in the past 2 decades. But rock has always attracted new faces with new ideas, and little by little, new sounds are creeping into the music, keeping it fresh and exciting. In this hour, we'll hear from some of the year's most successful modern rockers.
They have the shield.
The Go-Go's, who made it to the top almost overnight with their first album, Beauty and the Beat.
You can talk about our yesterday is gone. They don't mean a thing to me. You're fading fast out of my memory.
The Go-Go's grew out of the local LA punk scene in the late 70s. Even they admit they weren't very good when they got started, but the punk movement had a lot of that anybody-can-play attitude. It was a rebellion against the slick sound of conventional rock and roll. In 1980, the Go-Go's went to England, where they toured and cut a single for the important British new wave label Stiff Records. The song was called We Got the Beat. Their short time in England was tough, and the band didn't like being away from home, but when they got back to LA, they found a lot of people who liked their imported single. One of them was Miles Copeland, the brother of Stuart Copeland of the Police. He signed him to his record company, IRS, and they recorded Beauty and the Beat. Beauty and the Beat went all the way to #1, a real rock to riches story for Five Unknowns. Well, now they're role models for a lot of young women musicians, and drummer Gina Schock says that's just fine with the Go-Go's.
I'm really pleased that we're getting to be pretty successful with this, because this will open a lot of doors for other girls who are considering playing instruments and who won't think that it's too boyish to do. A lot of times when we play, girls will come up to us after the show and say, "Oh, we started a band because of you." I mean, it's just the best, it's the greatest. It's so cool to think that people would use you as sort of a role model, and they're going to start a band because, hey, here's the Go-Go's, and it's really great.
The Go-Go's, one of the 80s first rock sensations. Women are breaking through in rock and roll like never before, and a lot of the more modern-sounding groups include women. On the heels of the Go-Go's came a co-ed group with their roots in American punk called the Waitresses. Chris Butler and Patty Donahue are from Akron, Ohio. And if that doesn't seem like the place for a big group to be from, it's also the birthplace of Chrissie Hynde of the Pretenders, the guys in Devo, and Pere Ubu. Akron is where Butler and Donahue got started playing in bands. In 1979, they recorded a track called Wait Here, I'll Be Right Back. and eventually it turned into the Waitress's 1982 hit, I Know What Boys Like. Chris Butler.
I Know What Boys Like was recorded in a basement in Akron, Ohio on an 8-track machine. And although the song was bounced over to 16 and a lot of remixing was done, it's still the original track. So it can be done, folks. It can be done. You can go from the basement to the world.
I know what boys like. I know what guys want. I know what boys like. I got what boys like. I know what boys like. I know what guys want. I see them looking. I make them want me. I like to tease them. They want to touch me. I never let them. I know what boys like. I know what guys want. I know what boys like. Boys like. Boys like me. But you're special. I might let you. You're so much different. I might get you. Would you like that? I might get you. I know what boys like. I know what guys want. I know what boys like. I know what's on their minds. I know what boys like. I know what guys want. They talk about me. I got my cat moves that so upset them. Zippers and buttons, fun to frustrate them. They get so angry, like pouty children. Deny their candy, I laugh right at them. I know what boys like, I know what guys want. I know what boys like, boys like, boys like me. I feel sad now. I will let you. Sorry I teased you. I will let you. This time I mean it. I will let you. Anything you want, you can trust me. I really want to. You can trust me. How would you like it? You can trust me. Sucker. I know what boys like. I know what guys want. I know what boys like. Boys like. Boys like me. Nya 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 nya. 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 Nya 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 nya.
A 6-piece band called the Waitresses, and their first single from the album Wasn't Tomorrow Wonderful. We'll be right back with some electronic pop from the Human League, Soft Cell, and more on the continuous history of rock and roll.
Hey, Mike, notice how Janie handled the sales today?
Yeah, I also noticed her terrific skin.
Summer's the time for your skin to show. Time for skin with a healthy glow. With Johnson's baby oil.
You know what I do after a rough day of sailing? I smooth on the Johnson's baby oil. Will you look at this smooth, healthy glow? You can't even tell I'm peeling. Listen, with all these cute guys around, I want my skin looking great. You know how yucky the sun, wind, and salt water can make your skin look? Johnson's baby oil is the answer. That's why as soon as the sun goes down, the Johnson's baby oil goes on. You'd never guess I had a rough day at sea.
Nothing to hide, nothing to hide. For beautiful skin, you can show off with pride. It's Johnson's baby oil. For beautiful skin that has nothing to hide. Johnson's baby oil.
From Johnson & Johnson.
This is Rolling Stone Magazine's Continuous History of Rock and Roll. I'm Gary Bridges, and right now we're listening to some of the modern sounds of rock in the 80s. In the 60s and 70s, technology began to catch up with the music, and artists started using synthesizers, instruments that make sounds electronically, not acoustically. In the 70s, a lot of rock groups worked in keyboard synthesizers to orchestrate their music. But these days, bands can enhance their guitars and even their drums with electronics. While most rock and roll bands only color their music with synthesizers, there's a whole school of modern groups working on what's being called electronic pop. Catchy, hummable tunes with almost entirely synthesized musical backgrounds. Unlike the more ethereal synthesizer experimenters like Kraftwerk, Tangerine Dream, Brian Eno, and others, these electronic pop bands are sort of doing in rock and roll what video games are doing for the computer. They're bringing electronics down to a simple, direct level.
I can't get no, no. Hey, that's what I say.
The electronic pop bands are also a direct link with the earlier trends in modern music. The punk movement in the late 70s in England had a mentality that anybody could make a record, and that carried over to a handful of players who found the synthesizer an easy way to make exciting music. One of the first electronic pop success stories was the Buggles, the creation of Trevor Horn and Jeff Downes. What started out as an experiment in what they called disposable rock became a smash in England and most of the world called Video Killed the Radio Star.
I heard you on the wireless back in 52, lying awake intently tuning in on you. If I was young, it didn't stop you coming through. They took the credit for your second symphony, rewritten by machine on new technology. And now I understand the problems you could see. I met your children. What did you tell them?
Video killed the radio star. Video killed the radio star.
The Buggles from their first album, The Age of Plastic.
moment I see you, it's so good to be near you. And the feeling you give me makes me want to be with you. From the moment you tell me yes.
Trevor Horn and Jeff Downes took time off from their work creating The Buggles and joined Yes for the Drama album and a later tour. When Yes dissolved, Trevor Horn went back to work on the Buggles' second album, Adventures in Modern Recording, and Jeff Downes joined Asia. Downes says he enjoyed making studio music, but the love of performing live in a band is what drew him to Asia.
Making a pop record is totally different from having a career in a rock band. We had a certain formula for making pop records which was quite successful. I was kind of tired of that formula. Being in a band is much more of an experience. It's much more thorough and is much more long lasting.
I never meant to be so bad to you. One thing I said that I would never do. A look from you and I would fall from grace, and that would wipe the smile right from my face. Do you remember when we used to dance? And incidents arose from circumstance. One thing led to another, we were young, and we would scream together songs unsung. It was the heat of the moment, telling me what my heart meant. The heat of the moment showed in your eyes. And now you find yourself in 82. The disco hotspots hold no charm for you. You can't concern yourself with bigger things. You catch a pull and ride the dragon's wings. 'Cause it's the heat of the moment. The heat of the moment. The heat of the moment showed in your eyes. So gone and you're alone. How many nights you sit beside the phone? What were the things you wanted for yourself? Teenage ambitions you remember well. It was the heat of the moment, telling you what your heart meant. The heat of the moment showed in your eyes. The heat of the moment, heat of the moment, heat of the moment, showed in your eyes. They decorated all the generals who fought the war behind the lines. They had forgotten all the soldiers. The bandit puts them way behind the times. Insanity has found its way to TV screens. Vision seems impossible to me. They fight for king and country. I never would have thought this in my wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. The evening comes, we sit and watch the VJs. Clips and rushes come from who knows where. From Washington across to California, with fighting breaking out in Leicester Square. We see the soldiers moving on to victory, and children trampled under marching feet. They fight for king and country. How many millions will they put to sleep? Wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. Fly away. No, not in this world. No, not in the next. No, not in my wildest dreams. They recommended euthanasia for non-conformers anywhere. Some men's dreams for others turn to nightmares. This never would have happened in their wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. Wildest dreams. Fly away, fly No, not in this world. No, not in the next. No, not in my wildest
Two songs co-written by John Wetton and Jeffrey Downes for the first Asia album. Some of Downes' later work can also be heard on the second Buggles album, Adventures in Modern Recording.
You know I am no stranger. I know rules are a bore, but just to keep you from danger, I am the law.
Here in 1982, electronic pop has taken hold in the States as well as Great Britain. The Human League's Dare album gave us the hit Don't You Want Me, a simple song set to an electronic soundtrack. Human League's Phil Oakey says they loved what they did on Dare, but the group was still surprised when it was a hit.
We always wanted to be commercial right from the start. We always aimed at being as poppy as possible, but this is the first album, I think, where we've had the people with the skills to do it.
The Human League from their Dare album on Rolling Stone magazine's Continuous History of Rock and Roll. Coming up, Tainted Love and A Flock of Seagulls.
This one's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you. For all you do, you know the king of fears is coming through. Coming through. This one's for you for being on the job and working hard all day. Working hard all day.
We're tracing the latest wave of modern rock on the continuous history of rock and roll.
Sometimes I feel I've got to run away. I've got to get away from the pain you drive into the heart of me. The love we share seems to go nowhere, and I've lost my light. For I toss and turn, I can't sleep at night. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. This tainted love you've given, I give you all a boy could give you. Take my tears and that's not nearly all. Tainted love, tainted love. Now I know I've got to run away. I've got to get away. You don't really want any more from me to make things right. You need someone to hold you tight, and you think love is to pray, but I'm sorry, I don't pray that way. Once I ran to you, now I run from you. This tainted love you've given, I give you all a boy could give you. Take my tears and that's not nearly all. Tainted love, tainted love. Don't touch me, please, I cannot stand the way you tease. I love you though you hurt me so. Now I'm gonna pack my things and go. Tainted love, tainted love, tainted love, tainted love. Touch me, baby, tainted love. Touch me, baby, tainted love. Tainted love. Tainted love. Tainted love. Tainted love. so bad. You came into my life so tenderly with the burning love that stings like a bee. And now that I'm surrendered so helplessly, you know I believe you wanna leave me. Oh, baby, baby, where did our love go? Oh, don't you leave me, don't you leave me no more. Oh, baby, baby, where did our love go? Oh, don't you leave me, don't you leave me no more. You came into my life so tenderly with a burning love that stings like a bee. And now that I'm surrendered so helplessly, you know I believe that you wanna leave me. Oh, baby, baby, la 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 la. Oh, baby, baby, don't you leave me no more. I've got this burning, burning, yearning feeling inside me, ooh, deep inside me, and it hurts so bad, baby, baby, baby. Where did our love go? Don't you leave me, don't you leave me no more. And now that I'm surrendered so helplessly, you know I believe you wanna leave me. Oh, baby, baby, where did our love go? Where did our love go? Where, now that I'm surrendered, oh, so helplessly, you know I believe that you wanna leave me, baby. Where did our love go? Where did our love go? Baby, baby, where did our love go? Oh, leave me, don't you wanna leave me? I've got this burning, burning, yearning feeling inside me, ooh, deep inside me, and it hurts so bad, baby, baby.
Soft Cell, the duo of Mark Almond and David Ball, and their electronic pop hit Tainted Love. The sound of British pop changes constantly. The lifespan of an English fad can be measured usually in months rather than years. There was punk and ska and blitz, and now the latest rage, electronic pop. But some of the new bands bristle at the thought of being categorized. For instance, A Flock of Seagulls uses synthesizers quite a bit, but they don't like to be called an electronic band. Mike Score of A Flock of Seagulls explains.
Just because we've got synths, we're not electronic. People class things too easily. I think it's record companies do that to sell it. They can put it electronic music, or you like lead guitarists, so you'll buy this. So we're trying to cover everything we like.
I walk along the avenue. I
I Ran by a Flock of Seagulls, one of the newest bands out of Britain. Another band who hates labels is U2. They blasted onto the British scene from their native Ireland and toured all over the US in 1981. Their album Boy included the single I Will Follow. A lot of the rock press has tried to label them romantic or electronic pop, but U2 prefers to just make music people can enjoy, no matter what the latest rock fashion. U2 member The Edge explains.
In Britain, bands go in and out of fashion like sort of the length of skirts. It's pretty bad there at the moment. But what we're trying to do is create a sort of a bunch of people who enjoy what we do. The way that we've decided to go and do that is by creating music that we believe in and that communicates things that we're feeling, and we're always honest in what we do, so people pick up on that. It's just people seeing something real, something that actually talks to them personally.
I was on the outside when you say you left me.
U2, part of the continuing modern development of British rock and roll. We'll have a final thought after this.
After tennis, a shower feels so great. So does Johnson's baby oil on my wet skin. I dry off soft and get this gorgeous, healthy glow. You can't even tell I'm peeling. I've got nothing to hide.
Nothing to hide, nothing to hide. For beautiful skin, you can show off with pride. It's Johnson's baby oil. For beautiful skin that has nothing to hide. Johnson's baby oil.
From Johnson & Johnson.
All that you can be. Oh yeah. Keep on reaching. Keep on growing.
If you qualify, the Army will pay a $5,000 bonus for enlisting in certain specialties.
All that you can be.
See your Army recruiter today.
'Cause we need you in the Army.
Paid for by the U.S. Army.
Rock and roll's vitality relies on new blood, new bands, and new approaches to keep the music exciting. The best rock and roll is usually a blend of the newest innovation and the tried and true. We'll keep an eye on the synthesized pop movement and bands like Duran Duran, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, Haircut 100, and Our Daughter's Wedding. And we'll keep an ear to the ground and report on the changing sound of modern rock in future chapters of a continuous history of rock and roll. If you're a group who's had a record on the charts and you feel you're part of the continuous history of rock and roll, we'd like to hear from you. We'd also like to thank everyone who's let us know how they feel about the show. Well, here's our address if you'll write. 745 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York, 10151, or in care of this station. The Continuous History of Rock and Roll is produced by Denny Somack and R.D. Steele for Rolling Stone Magazine Productions. I'm Gary Bridges. Special thanks to Paul Hine of 97 Rock in Buffalo for providing some interview material. Be sure to join us next week when Rolling Stone Magazine explores another chapter in the continuous history of rock and roll.
The Continuous History of Rock and Roll was brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Johnson's Baby Oil, for beautiful skin that has nothing to hide.
Rolling Stone Magazine's Continuous History of Rock and Roll, Volume 1, Number 42. This week we explore some of the bands that are shaping rock in the 80s. It's part 2 of Modern Rock. Rock and roll is still influenced by the bands who've made it big over the past 2 decades. But every year, new groups add a little to the sound of rock, and that keeps it fresh and exciting. So far in the 80s, one of rock's biggest sensations has been the Go-Go's. Earlier this year, their first album, Beauty and the Beat, went all the way to number 1. The Go-Go's grew out of the LA punk scene in the late 70s. In 1980, they went to England, where they toured and cut a single for the important British new wave label, Stiff Records. The song was We Got the Beat. The Go-Go's trip to Britain was short and not much fun, but when they got back to LA, that single they cut in England helped them get a record contract in America. Nowadays, the Go-Go's are role models for lots of young women musicians, and drummer Gina Schock says that's just fine with them.
Girls will come up to us after the show and say, "Oh, we started a band because of you." I mean, it's just the best, you know, it's the greatest. It's so cool to think that people would use you as sort of a role model, you know, and they're going to start a band because, hey, here's the Go-Go's.
We'll hear Asia's Jeff Downs talk about his work with the Buggles on tomorrow's Continuous History of Rock and Roll. I'm Gary Bridges for Rolling Stone Magazine and Budweiser. Rolling Stone Magazine's Continuous History of Rock and Roll, Volume 1, Number 42. This week, we explore some of the bands that are shaping rock in the 80s. It's part 2 of Modern Rock, after this word from Budweiser.
Well, this bud's for you. This bud's for you. Well, there's no one else who does it quite the way you do. For all you do, this bud's for you. Yes, this bud's for you. Woo, this bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through. Yeah, for all you do, well, this bud's for you. Anheuser-Busch St. Louis.
Rock bands have been using synthesizers for years, but it's only the last year or so that bands have made it with electronic pop, catchy, hummable tunes with almost entirely synthesized musical backgrounds.
Tainted love.
One of the first of the electronic pop success stories was the Buggles. It was the creation of Jeff Downes and Trevor Horn. They started out doing what they called disposable rock, playing around in the studio with melodies and effects. But what they ended up with was a smash across England and most of the world called Video Killed the Radio Star. Downes and Horn recorded one album, The Age of Plastic, and then joined Yes for their last album, Drama. When Yes dissolved, Trevor Horn went back to working on a second Buggles album called Adventures in Modern Recording, and Jeff Downes joined Asia. Jeff says he enjoyed making studio music, but playing in a live band was too tempting to pass up.
Being in a band is much more of an experience. It's much more thorough and is much more long-lasting.
Tomorrow, it's the Human League on the Continuous History of Rock and Roll. I'm Gary Bridges for Rolling Stone Magazine and Budweiser. Rolling Stone Magazine's Continuous History of Rock and Roll, Volume 1, Number 42. This week, we explore some of the bands that are shaping rock in the 80s. It's part 2 of Modern Rock. In the 60s and 70s, bands started using synthesizers, instruments that make sounds electronically instead of acoustically. While lots of rock bands used the keyboard synthesizer to add color to their sound, it wasn't until recently that bands started to make it with catchy, hummable songs with almost entirely synthesized backgrounds. The electronic pop bands are a direct link with the punk movement in England in the late 70s. The punks had that philosophy that anybody could make a record, and it's an attitude that carried over to a handful of players who found the synthesizer an easy way to make exciting music.
But just to keep you from danger, I am the law.
Here in 1982, electronic pop has taken hold in the States as well as Great Britain. The Human League's Dare album gave us the hit Don't You Want Me? Phil Oakey of the Human League says they loved what they did on Dare, but they were surprised so many other people did too.
We always wanted to be commercial right from the start. We always aimed at being as poppy as possible, but this is the first album, I think, where we've had the people with the skills to do it.
Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Oh.
We'll hear from two more bands who make electronic music on tomorrow's Continuous History of Rock and Roll, Soft Cell and A Flock of Seagulls. I'm Gary Bridges for Rolling Stone Magazine and Budweiser. Rolling Stone Magazine's Continuous History of Rock and Roll, Volume 1, Number 42. This week, we explore some of the bands that are shaping rock in the 80s. It's part 2 of Modern Rock, after this word from Budweiser.
Well, it's late in the evening and the lights are low. You've been playing the blues, but now it's time to go. So here's to you for all you do. Well, this bud's for you. Listen to me now. For all you do, for all you do. It's not what you say, oh, it's what you do. So here's to you, just for all you do. I tell you this bud's for you, for all you do. Yeah, this bud's for you. From Anheuser-Busch, say good.
This week, we're tracing the latest wave of modern rock. Rock and roll is being revolutionized by electronics. A couple years ago, we started hearing synthesized keyboards making music electronically. Nowadays, guitar and drum synthesizers are popping up in lots of our music too. Soft Cell is the team of Mark Almond and David Ball, and they had a hit this year with Tainted Love.
Touch me, baby, tainted love. Touch me, baby, tainted love.
They also recorded an album, Non-Stop Erotic Cabaret.
Tainted love. Tainted love. Tainted.
Another band, A Flock of Seagulls, use synthesizers quite a bit, but they don't like being called an electronic band. Mike Score of A Flock of Seagulls explains.
Just because we've got synths, we're not electronic. People class things too easily. I think it's record companies do that to sell it. They can put it electronic music, or you like lead guitarist, so you'll buy this. So we're trying to cover everything we like.
The sound of modern rock in England changes constantly. With so many fads, it's hard to keep from being labeled. Tomorrow, U2 explains how they resist being categorized on the continuous history of rock and roll. I'm Gary Bridges for Rolling Stone Magazine and Budweiser. Rolling Stone Magazine's Continuous History of Rock and Roll, Volume 1, Number 42. This week, we explore some of the bands that are shaping rock in the 80s. It's part 2 of Modern Rock, after this word from Budweiser.
Budweiser's known as the king of beers. Been number 1 for years and years. 'Cause Bud's the one when you want to have fun, fun, fun. Bud's the king of beers. Been that way for years. I want a Bud, 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 Bud. This Bud's for you. And all these really groovy things we all like to do. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
The sound of modern rock in England changes constantly. The lifespan of an English fad can usually be measured in months, not years. There was punk and ska and blitz, and now electronic pop. With so much going on, bands tend to end up being categorized in one way or another, and that can help a band get some quick publicity, but it's usually better to form a unique identity and stay with it. That's what the Irish band U2 has attempted. U2 blasted onto the British charts from their native Ireland in 1981, and they toured all over the United States. Their album Boy included the single I Will Follow. A lot of the rock press tried to label them romantic or electronic pop, but U2 prefers to just make music people can enjoy, no matter what the latest rock fashion is. U2 member The Edge explains.
And that communicates the things that we're feeling, and we're always honest in what we do, so people, pick up on that. It's just people seeing something real, something that actually talks, to them personally.
Tomorrow we'll wrap up our week on modern rock and be listening for the hour-long Modern Rock Part 2 on the continuous history of rock and roll this weekend. I'm Gary Bridges for Rolling Stone Magazine and Budweiser. Rolling Stone Magazine's Continuous History of Rock and Roll, Volume 1, Number 42. This week we explore some of the bands that are shaping rock in the 80s. It's Part 2 of Modern Rock. As we look over the modern rock scene so far in the 80s, we see that the Go-Go's, 5 women who 2 years ago were playing clubs in Los Angeles, have a number 1 hit record, Beauty and the Beat, and they're one of the biggest female groups of all time. Electronic music is breaking new ground with smash recordings by Vangelis. The Human League. Don't you want me? Soft Cell. And a handful of new names who are making what we call electronic pop. One of the electronic pop pioneers, Jeff Downes of the Buggles, is now a member of the supergroup Asia. Rock and roll's vitality depends on new bands and new musical ideas. The best rock and roll is usually a blend of the old and new, where new bands learn from the past and established groups change with the times. We'll keep an eye on bands like Duran Duran, Haircut 100, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, and A Flock of Seagulls, and we'll keep you up to date on the changing face of modern rock. Join us this weekend when we explore Part 2 of Modern Rock on the continuous history of rock and roll. I'm Gary Bridges for Rolling Stone Magazine and Budweiser.